Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. Today I want to do an update video from a video I talked about mining Bitcoin and Litecoin for monthly income and discussing some of the profitability aspects of mining the coins. Today, talking about the different types of equipment. On that video, there was a lot of comments, a lot of interest in talking a little bit about how to get invested in some of the different types of equipment, how you can do that, and what are some of the different types of equipment that you can buy. So today I thought I'd just quickly go through some of the dedicated hardware as well as some other types of mining equipment, most notably GPUs that can be used to mine different types of cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and a whole host of other types of cryptocurrencies. As you may or may not know, there are literally hundreds of types of cryptocurrencies out there. And the underlying thing is sort of the algorithm in which the Litecoin or Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever cryptocurrency you're talking about is based on. Some of these miners are for script coins and some of these are for Bitcoin specifically. So just take that in consideration when we talk a little bit about the equipment. And the other big thing too is you need to take a look at a couple of different parameters behind some of the equipment. First and foremost, the price versus the hash rate. And it varies tremendously between the different pieces of equipment. So for dedicated mining machinery, the hash rate is typically very, very good. And the price is typically a little bit more pricey than GPUs, which have a very, very low hash rate. But again, you can use that for gaming and other types of activities. So the dedicated hardware, you can essentially only mine with that. But if you use GPUs or other things, you can use those in sort of a dual capacity, doing some gaming, doing some computer work, maybe some graphics, AutoCAD, so on and so forth. But you can also use those calculations that the GPU does for mining. Dedicated hardware is simply for mining. So if the piece of equipment starts to become obsolete, you essentially have to throw it away, and the resale value is almost nil. So take that into consideration when you're thinking about investing in hardware for mining cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and the hundreds of other types of script coins out there. So having said all that, let's jump into some of the equipment here. So the first piece of equipment here is the D3 Antminer. This is one of the more popular types of mining equipment right now. You can see it's for Dashcoin, but this can be used for really any type of script coin, including Litecoin. You can see the price on the left there, $15.99. The hash rate, 15 gigahash per second. And you can see there, the payback time right now is only 7 days. But again, this is based on the price of the cryptocurrency. If we dive in to some of the specifics behind this miner here, you can see that the profitability is really based on the gigahash, how many calculations you can do per second, versus the power that is consumed by doing that. Because the big thing behind mining cryptocurrency is the power to run the equipment to do the calculations as well as cooling. And if that price is greater than the price of the coins you're able to mine, so basically coins per hour or per day times the price of the coin, if that's more than the electricity cost, then it's doable. But you also have to take in consideration paying the piece of machinery back as well. And you can divide that over a month or over a year. But the more time that elapses, the less that you're able to get coins, because essentially the hash rate is always decreasing. You can think of it as the hash rate on particular pieces of equipment are decreasing versus the overall hash rate. It gets a little bit complicated, but essentially as time goes by, more folks are putting more pieces of equipment online, and the more pieces of equipment that are mining a particular coin, the less any one miner is able to get a coin. So over time, hash rate on any particular piece of equipment will go down relative to the overall hash rate. So right now you can see, for example, the payback period is 8 days, but in a week from now, this might go up to 15 days, and another week it might go up to 30 days. So you're not guaranteed that you're going to be able to pay back the price of the equipment versus the hash rate, the overall hash rate. It's a little bit complex. If you don't know too much about cryptocurrency, you can think of it as the more time that elapses, the more equipment that you're going to have to buy, and the least efficient your piece of equipment is going to be. So today it may be 8 days, tomorrow it may be 10 days. You really want to try to get a piece of equipment that you can pay back and then also make a little bit of a profit as well, which is very, very difficult. It's not simply as easy as buying a piece of equipment, mining with it for a particular period of time and making money. It's much, much more complex than that, and there's really, you have to be managing these pieces of equipment sort of on a day-to-day basis. If one particular piece of equipment is becoming less efficient, you need to sell that off, try to get it back as much money as you can, and then buy the next piece of equipment. So it's a continual arms race with regards to mining a lot of these different types of cryptocurrencies. But I like this particular website, cryptocompare.com, because it goes through each piece of equipment and automatically configures the power, the hash rate, cost per day, return per day, and the payback period. And this updates on an hourly basis. So you're always getting the best data in which to make a decision on which piece of equipment to buy. And if we go back one page here, there are a whole host of different pieces of equipment here. The first few that I was taking a look at are dedicated pieces of hardware, the D3 Antminer, for example, the L3 Plus Antminer, S9. You can see there's a lot of different pieces of equipment. If we go down here, you can see there's also some GPUs that can be utilized as well. For Ethereum, for example, you can use a Radeon RX 480 GPU. Again, you can use this for gaming as well as dedicated cryptocurrency mining with script coins primarily, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, so on and so forth. You can see the price of the card is $199, but you can see it's only 25 mega hash. If you go up again and take a look at, for example, the T9 Antminer, it's $12.50 for the price, but it's 12.5 gigahash. So completely different. I guess that's a Bitcoin. Let's go back up to a script coin miner for a better comparison here. I think the L3 Plus Antminer is a little bit better here. So you can see 1644, but it's got 504 mega hash. If we go back to the GPU, it's only got 25 mega hash. So the amount of coins that you're going to be able to mine per time period, whether that's per day or per week or per month, is a lot less. And you can see there the payback period is 131 days. So really, I don't know if you're ever going to be able to pay back the price of the particular graphics card, but you can sort of subsidize the price of the graphics card if you're a gamer, for example, and maybe take off $100 off the price of that particular piece of equipment. You may never be able to pay it back, but you can definitely subsidize the price. So I think really the only profitable pieces of equipment are the ones that are dedicated. Again, another great GPU gaming card here, 219. Again, the mega hash is only 24, 152 days, and over time, the 152 days is going to continually increase. And again, it's dependent on the price of the coin as well. So if a coin is spiking in price, that payback period may come down a bit over the short term, but over the long term, that's always going to be increasing. And there's a lot of different pieces of equipment. I want to go down to one piece of equipment because it was literally $20,000 to $30,000 for the piece of equipment, but the hash rate on that particular piece of equipment was incredible. As I said, it's a continual arms race with regards to getting equipment and trying to pay back the equipment. So a lot of the more professional investors in cryptocurrency who do mining will simply buy a piece of equipment, use it for a couple months, and then sell it off and buy the next piece of equipment. Here we go. The SP50 rig here, used for mining Bitcoin. You can see 110,000 gigahash. The price of it is $34,500. Payback period is over a year, 422 days. So if you buy this piece of equipment, you may never be able to pay it off because, again, the hash rate stays identical on any one particular piece of equipment, but the overall hash rate is continuing to increase. So and on a relative basis, the hash rate on a piece of equipment is always decreasing relative to the overall hash rate, so that payback period is always increasing, if that makes sense. So it's always a continual arms race trying to get the next piece of equipment. But you can see here there's lots of different pieces of equipment, different price points here. As I talked about in my last video, I'm going to be looking for something around $2,000 or so to kind of get into mining some of these coins. And again, this will be for fun and kind of a hobby. Not quite sure if I'll ever be able to pay back the price of the machinery, but again, I did this prior with Litecoin. It was essentially making about even money versus what I put into all the equipment and computer hardware and electricity costs to what I was mining. Got out of it because I was losing money, but with the recent increase in the price of Litecoin, I'm actually now positive a couple $1,000. So if you mine today and you're not making any money, or maybe you're just losing a little bit of money per coin, you have to think about the long-term potential of any particular coin. So Bitcoin, as you know, has breached $4,000. A year ago it was $600. Litecoin a year ago was $4. It's been breaching $40, $50. So you should take that in consideration as well when you're thinking about investing in mining hardware. But again, just wanted to quickly go over the different pieces of hardware here. There's dedicated hardware, there's GPUs. You can do this as a hobby, you can do this as a serious investment, but if you do it as a serious investment, it's going to take a lot of hands-on management You're going to have to be buying machinery, using it, and then selling it off, getting as much out of it as you can, and then getting the next piece of equipment with a better and greater hash rate that is associated with it. So just wanted to quickly talk about the different pieces of equipment, replying to some of the comments on the video I put out a couple days ago. A lot of you guys wanted to know a little bit about the hardware, so I thought I'd just quickly talk about the hardware, some of the things to think about when investing in hardware, and then also the longer term prospect of holding on to any one particular piece of hardware. You really have to use it, get some coins, and then sell it off and buy the next piece of hardware that comes out, because that hash rate is always increasing. So the relative hash rate on any one piece of equipment is always decreasing, and that payback period is always going to increase no matter what. So yeah, I don't want to make the video too long. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the equipment. If any of you guys are mining Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Dashcoin, any of the other script coins, please let me know. Let me know what kind of equipment you're using. Like I said, I'm looking to get into doing some mining, probably as a hobby. The ultimate goal would be to make some money, but if I don't make some money, it's still kind of fun just going in and mining. Let me know what you guys think is good for $2,000. The D3 Antminer I thought looked pretty good. And the L3 Plus Antminer as well for Dashcoin and Litecoin. And again, the underlying algorithms are different between some of these coins. Bitcoin is different from Litecoin, is different from Dashcoin and Ethereum, so on and so forth. So not all these pieces of equipment can be used for the same thing. You can't buy a Bitcoin mining rig and mine Litecoin, for example, or mine Ethereum or Dashcoin. It's only used for Bitcoin. If you buy a Litecoin machine, you can use that for other types of script currencies. You can do Dogecoin, you can do a whole host of different types of coins. But Bitcoin and Litecoin, Bitcoin and script coins are different. So take that in consideration as well. But again, looking for something around $2,000. If you guys are mining, let me know. Give me some good feedback. And yeah, not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it there. As always, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate your guys' input. Please let me know on any pieces of equipment or any big things that you've learned by mining some of these different types of coins. Like I said, I mined 4 or 5 years ago. I haven't mined since. So let me know if there's any good pointers or anything that I should be looking at when buying new equipment to mine with. So kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys next time.